Good morning everybody and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. And today I come to you from wonderful Port Stephens, and in particular I'm at a location called Little Beach. Let me just give you a bit of a panning shot. Little Beach, it's a small beach which is located between Nelson Bay and Shoal Bay. Reminds me very much of Greece, an idyllic sort of setting, very calm and ideal for families, children, grandparents and to boot. Just behind me there, just so you know, is a restaurant and a bar, so you can stroll across the park and just come down here and grab yourself a meal, and it's quite wonderful indeed. I'll just come over here. When my kids were younger, we used to fish off that jetty, but because that now is a restaurant and bar, it's all now private property, so we can't go out there anymore. But beautiful day. We had a few dolphins come through here earlier, and late last year there were actually whales in here. A couple of young whales came into Nelson Bay and were breaching round about just out here where I'm videoing now. So that would have been quite spectacular, to say the least. So while I've got you today, I want to have a chat to you about a topic which is near and dear to my heart. And it's all about advice. Where you seek advice, because we are surrounded by information and misinformation these days, and it's hard to tell what is right, what is wrong, what is empowering, what is disempowering, what is fake, what is real, because with Facebook and social media, everybody's become a critic, everybody's become a news reporter, including myself, by the way. And everybody has an opinion, but not all those opinions are accurate or correct, and a lot of those opinions are designed to alarm, create uncertainty, fear, uncertainty and doubt. It's called the Fudd Principle, and when I was at IBM they would always say to be careful about people using FUD to destabilise or to disturb your sales opportunities and things like that. So I had a futures broker years ago. I used to trade futures through a broker. We'd trade gold, frozen orange juice, pork bellies, you name it. We'd be trading it wherever there was an opportunity. And I made some money through that, and lost some money through that. But my broker back then was a very smart fellow, and he had a couple of really good one-liners that he shared with me, and I found quite profound. And he said, "Jim, be careful with the advice you seek from people, because," and he used the example of the metaphor, "because if you ask a barber whether or not you need a haircut," and I'll repeat that, if you ask a barber whether or not you need a haircut, the answer is always going to be yes, regardless of whether or not you had a haircut 5 minutes ago or 5 weeks ago. He always thinks it's time to get a haircut because, very simply, he has a vested interest. He's got a vested interest in telling you that you need a haircut in order to cut your hair and take your money. And similarly, people who are opinion shoppers, who shop around for opinions, it all depends on who you ask the opinion of. A few months ago, a couple of friends of mine sent me articles about how the share market was collapsing and how it was going to go to zero and the whole world was collapsing and going crazy. And then I looked at the source of this news report or this article, and it was from a bullion marketing company. They were marketing gold bullion. So of course they're going to say the share market is collapsing in order to sell gold. So be very, very careful is all I can say, and take things not too seriously. Use your own just use your own critical thinking, I guess, is the best advice, because most people out there, in fact all people out there, none of us have been to the future. Let's get it straight. Let's get cut to the chase now. Nobody, and I remember somebody at IBM telling me this, he said nobody's been to the future and nobody is best positioned to make a decision on where your future lies other than yourself. Because we all have different futures. We all have a different fate. Just because 10 other people don't succeed or the lottery doesn't go their way doesn't mean it's not going to go your way. So rather than looking around to other people for advice in terms of where the future is heading, just use your own critical thinking and make your own decisions. Yes, take advice, take guidance from people, but at the end of the day, only you are responsible for your decisions and your future. By the same token, for young children and young adults who are growing, the best way to build your decision-making capability is to try and predict what's going to happen. So rather than ask other people what's going to happen, the best thing to do is to make your own decision and say, well, I reckon A, B and C are going to happen based on these principles that I've considered. And when it all finishes, or when the outcome becomes public, that's when you can compare and contrast your decision or your gut feel to what has happened. And by doing that, you slowly build up your decision-making capability, and you start tapping into your intuition, and you start becoming a person of substance, as opposed to being a person of a person who drifts with the tide and opinion shops and changes their mind all the time depending on what other people say. Remember, other people don't know what the hell's going on. Most people have got no idea. Most people are running on fear. And when you're running on fear, you're not going to be making good decisions. Your decision capability is going to be clouded by fear, clouded by the worry of what happens if it goes wrong. So be bold. Be bold in your decision making. Never sit on the fence. You'll never see me with splinters in my ass. I'm black and white. I'm on or off. If you ask me for a decision, if you ask me for an opinion, I will give you an opinion. It's not either or. Not saying that I won't change my opinion or I won't change my mind. Of course I will. But it's important to take a position, because by taking a position, only that way you will learn through experience. Because if you're neither here nor there, you don't know if you're right or wrong. But if you say, I'm taking this position, and then tomorrow you realise that, oh, it didn't work out, you've learnt from it. Whereas if you don't take any position and you're wishy-washy, like most people are, a lot of people are wishy-washy. A lot of people are dabblers. They just dabble in life. take a position, and only then, once an outcome is achieved, you'll know whether or not you were right or wrong. And as I've said time and time again, there's no problem in being wrong. There's no problem in making a prediction and the prediction not working out. As they used to say at IBM, the worst thing is indecision. In order to go forward, in order for an organisation to go forward, to grow and develop, and for a person to grow and develop, you need to make a decision, you need to take a position, and only then you grow and develop. Anyway, enough from me on this beautiful day. Take care and remind yourselves that we're well, we're alive, and we feel great. Stay connected with people around you. Stay connected to your family. Even if you make mistakes, don't worry. If your family makes mistakes, don't worry. Support them, comfort them, make them feel as if mistakes are just a normal part of growing and developing. So until tomorrow, 5 a.m, we'll chat again. But from James, from Jim, at Jim's 5 a.m club, from Little Beach, Port Stephens, I'll see you again. Take care, and we'll see you around. Bye for now. Here you go. There's a guy coming here down here to fish. How you going there, mate? All good?
Oh, he's vlogging. He's vlogging.
Go. Let's go and see.
You vlogging there, cuz?
Vlogging, mate. Vlogging. What are you fishing for?
Vlogging the holiday.
What are you fishing for?
Some flathead.
Flathead. All right. Good luck, mate. Take care.